Hi friends, time to start another vlog. Welcome back. I am here with another making vlog, and I decided this time around to challenge myself to make something with my oldest yarn. And that yarn is this beautiful skein from Long Dog Yarn. This is the Wuthering Heights colorway from the very first month that Long Dog Yarn was doing their book club. And this is from January 2021. Now, I feel like not too bad that my oldest skein is only 3 years old at this point, but I still want to use it. You know, I've been holding on to this forever and I've just never wanted to pick it up for anything. For some reason, I just don't see it as socks, and I don't know what to do with it because I only have the one skein. So I have decided to try to make something and to vlog the experience. So I'm going to be making one of the tanks that is designed by Bree of the Little Wolf Knits, and I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet. So I'm losing light for the day, and I have a knit night tonight that I really want to get this cast on for. So I am going to, I'm just filming this really quickly so that you can see what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna go downstairs and log into my Ravelry and pick a pattern. But it will definitely be one of Bree's tanks that I do, because I am also going to be taking this to the Little Wolf Knits retreat, which will be happening, well, when I'm filming this, it'll be next weekend, but by the time you see this, it will have already happened. But I'm so excited. I really want to be working on one of Bree's patterns while I'm there at the retreat. I feel like that would be special. So I really want to get this cast on. And I just wanted to film this intro before I lost my light. And also, to add a little spice to this vlog, I decided I also wanted to try to read the oldest book on my TBR, which happens to be More Than This by Patrick Ness. I have owned this book for, I think I got it in 2015, so it's definitely a bit older than my yarn is. But this is the oldest book that I own that I have not read, and I thought it would be fun to work with my oldest yarn and read my oldest book at the same time. I'm not going to include spoilers in this vlog, so don't worry about that. It will just be a little bit of an extra added thing that I will be reading, and you know, I'll keep you updated on if I'm liking it or not, but no spoilers, so don't worry about that. I just thought it would be a fun little extra twist to get two things off my list at the same time. So I'm going to go wind this up, and I will check in with you later when I figure out what pattern I want to do. Well, it's not the prettiest skein. It's had some issues. I don't know what was going on, but my ball winder was having some struggles at one point. The yarn just kept slipping and it was not happy, but that's okay. I like to pull from the outside of the skein anyway, so I will end up pulling from the middle to do the straps, probably, I think, but that's okay. Yarn is caked up, and we're ready to go. Now I have to pick a pattern. Good morning, friends. I have picked a project. So I decided on the West Coast top from Bree of the Little Wolf Knits, and I bought the pattern last night. I cast it on, and I am basically done with my double folded band at the top. I do have to go back and take out a little bit because my friend Steph gave me this idea to basically leave a little gap open at the band and insert my elastic at the end when I'm done. And so I wanted to do that, and I was totally planning on doing that, and then I forgot and ended up closing up the whole thing. So I have to take that out a little bit and open up a section for myself so that I can insert the elastic later. I feel like that's going to be really great because I'll be able to really try the whole thing on and pick the elastic size that is best for me. So I think this top comes with all kinds of options for the back, and I think what I'm going to do is something very similar to what my friend Jean did, and that is going to be a slightly longer section on the back and then a cutout section around mid-back, and then a ribbed bottom. I don't think I want to do the tie option just from a yarn management perspective. So I think I'm going to do, I'm only going to do one cutout section in the back, and I think it'll be thicker blocks above and below as opposed to like the thinner ribbed bands that Brie has in one of her samples. And I think that will be perfect for me, and I think I will really like it. I still have not decided on straps yet. I don't know if I'm going to do them or not. I think I will knit quite a bit before I make that decision, and then see how I'm doing with yarn and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, basically that's all I got going on. Today I totally meant to come on and do some vlogging throughout the day, but my husband had to wake up really early for work today, and after he left I decided to lay back in bed for a tiny bit, and all of the animals came and snuggled me, and I was so cozy and warm and snuggled by everyone, and I overslept by like 3 hours. So it took me a while to get going. Basically when I said good morning earlier, I was lying. It is 2:15 in the afternoon. And I have not started my book yet because, you know, I had other things going on today trying to catch up from sleeping in late, but I plan to do that in a little bit. I had to come upstairs to my office and grab some stitch markers for this, so I figured I would give a little check-in, and I'm gonna go grab those, do my setup round where I get all the markers placed where they need to be, and then I will be cruising for a while. I'm really looking forward to working on this, and I feel like it's gonna go really, really quickly. I'm very excited. I'm loving the way that this yarn is working up. It is so pretty. I don't know if there we go. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. It's like, it's giving me a very like watercolory, I don't know, like a lakeside watercolor kind of vibe, and I love it. I know Wuthering Heights, confession, I haven't read Wuthering Heights. Should I be reading Wuthering Heights while I'm using the Wuthering Heights yarn? Oh shoot. Hang on a second. I own Wuthering Heights. Should I read Wuthering Heights instead? What do I do? This is very confusing. It's really not that confusing. I'm making a bigger deal out of this than it needs to be, but... What was I saying? Oh. I've never read this before, and there's something about the moors, right? Yeah. Should I go back and film a new intro? Should I leave this so it's just natural? I'm gonna ask my friends what they think I should do. I'm gonna ask friends, take a little poll amongst friends, and we'll decide which book I end up reading while I am working on this top. This book is about 200 pages shorter than the other one, so that would be nice. However, it is a classic, and so the language is a bit more dense. Well, this has been a fun turn of events. I'm gonna go knit for a little bit and think about this. This is gonna be really fun to edit and watch this whole thing happen. Wow. Welcome to a day in my life. I'll check in later. my friends chose Wuthering Heights. So we're gonna pivot and read Wuthering Heights while we work with Wuthering Heights yarn. And I am going to leave the intro as I recorded it, and you can all come on this journey with me, and that will be hilarious. And you can see what real life is like. I don't feel like redoing my intro and making sure that everything makes sense, so you're gonna come along on this wild ride with me. So I still haven't started this, but I did get my band all situated, and I've knit a couple of rounds, got my markers placed, and I'm doing good. I need to make some decisions. I think I'm gonna knit for about 2 inches before I have to make my next decision of where I want to start the opening for the back. I think I'm gonna want at least like 4 inches before the back opening, maybe more. I'm not sure. I still can't decide exactly what I want, but the pattern is written really well and helps you make all of the decisions that you need. I'm not sure what I want yet. The pattern specifically says to make your decisions before you begin because it's important to know where you want to go, and I am not listening. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I like to hold up my knitting, knit a little bit, hold it up to me, try it on, figure out what I want to do, because the idea I have in my head rarely translates to what my knitting actually looks like. I'm not good at visuals like that, so I mostly know what I want to do, but I'm going to be constantly knit an inch, hold it up, do some measuring, figure things out, knit another inch, etc. But I am loving it so far, cruising right along. Definitely think that this is going to take me less time than this, but we'll see. I have some errands I need to run and a video I need to edit, so I'm going to do that. And I will do a little bit of knitting here and there in between, and I will check in with you later. Good morning, friends. I have to make this really quick. Unfortunately, I have gotten to the waist shaping on my top already, which is amazing. That went really fast, and I've read the first 3 chapters of my book, but we are headed out to hang out with a friend for the day, so I don't have time to update any further than that. I will check in later and actually show you where I'm at. Bye! Okay, I'm getting a little bit further. I found some time to sit down and read today, and I'm finally starting to get into it a little bit. I was having a little bit of trouble because, so basically the book opens, this is not a spoiler because it's literally the second paragraph. There is a Mr. Lockwood who is going to be staying at Wuthering Heights with Heathcliff, and basically this guy is kind of like a nosy Nelly, and he is just alone and interested in what's going on and kind of wants to make friends, but Heathcliff doesn't seem to be interested in that whatsoever. So he's kind of poking around, and he ends up talking to a housekeeper who then reminisces on the past. And so there are flashbacks that will last several chapters. So you'll have some stuff told from Mr. Lockwood's perspective, and then you'll have these flashbacks that are several chapters long, and then it suddenly goes back to Mr. Lockwood's perspective. And I was having some trouble distinguishing who was narrating at what time, and where I was in the story. But I think I'm finally starting to fall into the groove, get used to the language, and kind of get used to everything that's happening. So I am starting to enjoy it, starting to get a little invested in the story of the past and wondering what's going to happen next. So yeah, it took me a little longer than I had hoped to get into it, but I'm finally getting there and I'm looking forward to reading a little bit later. But for right now, I think this is all the reading we're going to be doing today. Hi friends. I was not able to update yesterday because we had a really busy day and it was lots of fun, but I just didn't have time to stop and do any filming. So a lot of progress has been made on my West Coast top. I am, let's see, I have you at a funny angle for what's about to come next, but I have started my ribbing for the back. I'm going to do about 2 inches of ribbing on the back and then split for a cutout on the back. So I think I only have like 3 more rounds to do before I'm ready to bind off for the cutout. So this is going really fast, way faster than my reading. So I am about 50 pages in to Wuthering Heights, and it took me a little while to get into it. It took me a little while to like figure out what was going on. I don't mind reading classics. I like them, but like, you know, sometimes the language is just a little bit like different. And so it takes a minute to kind of get used to and get into it. So, yeah, it's going fine. I don't know if I would say I love it. I know a lot of people really love Wuthering Heights and I'm not there yet, but we'll see. Maybe I will get there. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I got this huge box of hooks for my pegboard that I have behind me on the wall, and I'm going to go do some rearranging, set up some yarn on there, and also I'm getting packed and ready to go to the Little Wolf Knits retreat, and I'm planning on bringing some yarn to trade with people, give to people, some scraps that I'm going to let them pick through, and I figured I'm going to pull some of that together now so that I am all ready to go. And then later today I'm going to a spinning event at my local yarn store. So I can't wait for that either. It's going to be really fun. I have to figure out what I want to bring with me. So I'm going to spend some time in my office today and listen to some YouTube stuff while I get that going. And then we'll get back to knitting and reading later on.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed. When we play our roles and ignore the problems.
Okay, the wall is done, or at least done for now. I have some more yarn I'll probably end up putting up there, but for right now it's much more organized, and everything is on the same sized hook instead of jammed up there, and it feels good. I know it doesn't like really look that much different than it was before, but trust me, it is, and it feels really good. Also, I have this huge bag of yarn that I'm taking with me to the retreat. Scraps, full skeins, commercial yarn, hand-dyed yarn, all kinds of stuff, and I can't wait to share it with some fiber friends because I am ready for this to be passed on to someone that's going to be able to use it a lot more than I will. And now my scrap yarn bin has some room in it. I'm super excited about that. This was jam-packed. I mean, like, couldn't get anything in, could barely get it into the spot where it goes in the closet because it was just exploding with scraps. And now I have some room in here, and to be honest, a lot of these will end up probably going at some point because I'm just not a scrappy person. Some of them I hang on to because I have dreams of something I might want to do with them in the future, but I'm really not a scrappy person, so I might end up parting with a lot of these at some point, but for right now they're staying with me because there's room and they can breathe, and I feel fine as long as all of my scraps are confined to this one thing. But anyway, I'm about to head out to my spinning event. I think I'm going to bring my drop spindle with me today, so I will check in later and show you if I made any progress. I think I get to play with the drum carder and make a bat, which would be my first time trying to do something like that. I'm so excited. I will talk to you later.
Much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I wish I knew.
Okay, I am about 100 pages in, and I'm starting to get invested in the story. I definitely want to know what is going to happen with our main characters of Catherine and Heathcliff. We are spending a lot of time in the past and learning about them when they were growing up and when they were younger, and I'm enjoying it. I'd say it's probably not one of my favorite classics that I've read, at least not yet. It's still taking me a little bit to kind of become really invested in it, but I am having a good time and definitely enjoying learning about these characters, and I can't wait to see what happens because I'm pretty sure, based on what I've heard about the book, it's going to get pretty good. Friends, I kind of finished it. So here's what happened. I took yesterday off and I decided to not really do any filming and to just like enjoy myself, have the day, and I sat down to do a little bit of knitting on this, and I couldn't stop. I just kept going and going and going, and suddenly it's now a full-length top. So I have my elastic here because I just threaded my elastic through the band at the top, and I was trying it on to measure what length elastic I needed. I have not clipped it yet. And I have the bottom on some tubing so that I could try it on. I just need to sew my elastic together and bind off the bottom. I have to put this back onto some needles so that I can bind off the bottom. So, well, I kind of ruined the vlog a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna pivot again. We're gonna pivot and see what we can make of this. So this, I'm probably going to bind off tonight when my husband and I are watching some TV. And then this will be done, and I will show it to you on when it's finished. I had wanted this vlog to take us to the Little Wolf Knits retreat this weekend, where I was planning on working on my West Coast top. But I ruined that plan, and here we are. So I am done. Let me back up. Shandy, oh, hi, you want to say hi to the camera? Oh, they can't really see you. They can't really see your little nose. It's just enough, stinky girl. Anyway, I am done, all done. I decided to put my, my cutout about mid-back, and then I did an entirely ribbed bottom. I still do need to block this, but I just wanted to wrap up this vlog. And also, you know, it's pretty obvious, but I did just get my hair cut. In terms of this, I'm about halfway through. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of hate it. I know it's so popular. I know so many people love it. If you would like to talk to me about it and know why I hate it so much, reach out. I'm happy to explain, but I don't want to spoil anything. I wanted this vlog to be spoiler free, so yeah. I'm about 50% through, and I'm not going to drag this out any longer. I will probably finish the book, but I'm not going to drag out my vlog just so that I can finish this because it's going to take me a long time. So, moving on from that. I had a wonderful time at the Little Wolf Knits retreat this weekend, but I vlogged two things, I think. I filmed our room, and I filmed a cup of coffee that I had. So much for vlogging the experience. Anyway, I know that this vlog was a little bit all over the place, and I couldn't really decide what I was doing, and then I didn't show half of the stuff I was working on, but you know what? This is the way that things go in real life, and I thought it would be funny to share it and let you see what actually goes on behind the scenes and what sometimes doesn't make it to YouTube. You know, sometimes people would film a vlog like this and decide not to post it because it is a mess. But I thought it would be fun to take you along on my ups and downs and all of my changing of direction and all the times I changed my mind and everything that went along with it. So anyway, this is my completed West Coast top. I am in love, and I cannot wait for warm weather when I can actually get to wear it. And I definitely think that I'll end up making another one of these at some point in the future. So until next time, take care of you, and I'll see you later. Bye.